Good afternoon. We're called to order the special meeting of June 9th, 2020, 3 p.m. And Jeff, would you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, our sole action item today is the discussion and possible action to approve a proclamation of the Santa Cruz County Board of Supervisors, the City of Nogales, the Town of Patagonia, urging all county residents to follow CDC guidelines regarding COVID-19. Do I hear a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I will go ahead and move that we adopt the proclamation.
And do I hear a second?
Mr. Chairman, I will gladly second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second, and let's have discussion.
And Mr. Chair, first of all, good afternoon to everybody. And I want to thank
Thank you, Supervisor Mileta.
my two colleagues, Jennifer, Jeff from the Health Department, everyone that's present here today, because this is a very serious issue. And it's gotten to the point where it's really spreading. COVID is spreading like wildfire in Santa Cruz County, and we need to all take action as a community. We need to unify. It's got to be a unified effort from everybody, and we ask, we're pleading, because it affects all of us down the road, like it or not. We all probably have family or friends that have contracted and tested positive, and are praying for all those, and hopefully there's people, a good portion have healed, although unfortunately I believe we had 6 people that passed away, and my personal prayers and thoughts and prayers go out to the families. We need to all practice the proper procedures. We need to stay safe, stay home. Especially if you test positive. If you test positive, please stay home, quarantine yourself. We plead with you. And stay home unless you really seriously have to leave the house. If you leave the house, please wear your mask in public. We ask you kindly, and because it's going to affect all of us. With that said, I want to thank everybody and ask everybody to continue to stay safe, be kind, and God bless everybody. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much, Supervisor Mileta. Supervisor Reese?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I know that it's important that as this pandemic continues to spread here in our community, and the probably 40% increase in the last couple of weeks since Mother's Day, to the point where we have 798 confirmed cases in the county. As my colleague Supervisor Mileta mentioned, 6 people have passed away. We as a community, we as individuals need to take to heart the CDC regulations to protect the health of not just yourself, but that of your loved ones and your family, especially those with pre-existing conditions that could be affected. 6 deaths from this virus is 6 deaths too many. And we need to really make sure that we practice social distancing, that we wash our hands regularly, that we wear our masks when we're out in public. Those are simple things. It doesn't take a lot. Maybe you get a little inconvenience for a little bit because you're wearing your mask, but that helps stop the spread. If you're sick, if you're feeling ill, if you have a fever, a sore throat, chest congestion, please stay home. Contact your doctor, tell them what your symptoms are, and perhaps he'll recommend that you get tested. And it's important that we do everything that we can to stem the tide of what's happening in our community. I've gotten a lot of calls that ask, what can the county do? We can't regulate social consciousness. we have to do that as individuals. You know, I go to the restaurants, I wear my mask, and we dine out, but yet I see people not practicing social distancing or wearing masks. And that's why we've gotten this increase. And so please, we plead with you to please follow these simple little suggestions from the CDC to help you stay healthy, and especially your families and your loved ones, especially if you have older parents or grandparents or aunts and uncles or maybe nephews that have pre-existing conditions. You're doing it for them and you're doing it for yourself. So, Mr. Chairman, thank you. Hopefully this proclamation will get some thread, and hopefully our community can kind of take our warning to heed. And I know that there's nothing in this world that gives us the authority to enforce wearing masks or washing your hands or social distancing, but we are asking in the best way possible to do this so people can be safe, and we in this small county can stem this crazy spread of this coronavirus and get rid of it. So, Mr. Chairman, thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Supervisor Reese. I'd like to thank both my board mates, Supervisor Reese, Supervisor Malera, for coming together on this proclamation. But I'd also like to thank the town of Patagonia, Mayor Andrew Wood, and the city of Nogales and Mayor Garino. We have not faced a health situation like this in our country in over 100 years. And the CDC has put out guidelines, and I know you've heard that from my two board mates, and you've heard that on the news, and you've heard that everywhere you've looked. But the CDC guidelines are truly what you should be following. Now, the fact of the matter is if there's somebody with COVID talking to somebody does not have COVID, and neither one of them are wearing a face mask, there's a 70% chance that the person who is not sick will contract the disease. If you take those same two people and both of them are wearing face masks, the chances dwindle down to 1.5%. It's critical that we follow these guidelines, everybody. And so this is what we're trying to draw your attention to. It's what we tried to draw your attention to with the public service announcements we made. It's what we tried to draw your attention to when we've been on the dais talking about it. So I'd like to ask Mayor Garino, he's on the line, if you would like to add something, and then after that we're going to ask our County Health Director, Jeff Terrell, to say some things.
Star 9.
So, Mr. Mayor, if you could hit star 9.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you, Mr. Mayor.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mayor.
Yeah. Thank you very much, members of the board, and thank you very much, Chairman Bradker. This is one of the things that I believe that very strongly that we do it in partnership like we're doing it right now, for the simple reason is that the message has to be sent out not only in the city of Nogales but the whole county, and with your support and the support of the town of Patagonia, I think this message will be heard. There's so much happening in the community right now. In the past 3 weeks, it's unbelievable, and I was listening to the three of you. It's unbelievable the amount of cases that we have and the deaths that we have, one too many. So what we need to do is, from now on, is have this message put out from the three of us, so that the three municipalities or the three governments actually within the county, so that we can help everybody, because I get phone calls every day and people are concerned. The concerns are of the gatherings of people, within the community. There's people having parties. And, well, you know, it's something that I'm sure that there's no reason why not. But the problem is that the parties are in the excess of 10 people. And it seems like they're not social distancing. And these are the calls that I've been receiving in my office from people. And that's why I think the spread is the way it is right now. We need to address that. The residents of our county need to understand that the only way we can control this is by doing our part, all of us. Our part, I mean, is social distancing, wearing face masks, washing your hands, taking care of your neighbors, looking after each other. And if you're sick, if you feel anything, stay at home, please. Do not go out. For any reason, do not go out. You can call somebody and they can help you out, and to bring anything to your house. But the thing is that if we don't do this and we continue not watching what we're doing ourselves, especially in the part of social distancing. In fact, I don't even know how much I can stress that. You have to be very careful. And when you go to the store, please go by yourself. Do not take the whole family to the store, because all you're doing with that is creating more gathering, more people gathering in one place. That's one of the things that we're going to have to be very careful with, because there's only 2 stores that I frequent, my wife and I, and that's a grocery store. The other one is a store that I need to be there because of the business that I'm in. But besides that, since March, we still stay home. We still look after our family, and I go to City Hall when I can, and just to make sure that I get my job done at City Hall as mayor. But we're going to have to work at this very hard, and I want to thank the supervisors very much, and I want to thank the Chairman Bracker and Jennifer for the meeting that we had, the Deputy City Manager and myself, to put this together for the reason that of everything that's happening within the city and within the county. And I know very well we can work at this together, and this is one of the things that we'll do just to make sure that we send this message, a strong message, the 3 of us together, because that's the way I think the impact will be, and maybe they'll listen to us, because it's not our, we didn't bring this problem to ourselves. It came to Nogales, it came to Santa Cruz County, and now it's up to us. The challenge is there, it's up to us to take care of. All right? So thank you very much, supervisors, and thank you very much, Chairman, for the opportunity, and I think this proclamation will be successful. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. And Mayor Wood from Patagonia, do you have anything that you would like to say? That you would hit *9 and then we can unmute you.
Mayor Wood isn't here today. I'm Michael Stabile, Vice Mayor from Patagonia.
Thank you, Michael.
I don't need to repeat what everyone says. We'll do our best here to conform to the proclamation. It's in everybody's best interest, and I thank you all for putting this forward.
Thank you very much, Vice Mayor Stabile. Thank you very much for working with the City of Nogales and also with the Board of Supervisors on this important health issue. Okay, Jeff, can you give us a bit of an update on what's been going on and where we're at?
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, members of the board.
Good afternoon.
As was stated earlier, we have
Get closer to the
Sorry about that with the mask, it's a little harder. As was stated, yeah, the numbers have increased drastically. Approximately about a month ago, a little over, we were sitting about 40 cases. And now we're sitting at 698 cases as of yesterday. That's not including what has come in today. We have 6 deaths, as we stated earlier. We've had, since March 15th, we've had 29 hospitalizations, and some of those have been released, which is a good thing, probably approximately half of them. We've had 280 what we consider recovered out of isolation and on their way to, normal life again. So this is very imperative that we do follow the CDC guidelines to try to stem the curve.
Are there any questions for the health director?
No, but just a comment, and I know, Jeff, that your department has been very proactive, and you're even looking at some grants to do some things in the future with testing and making sure that there's plenty of personal protective equipment for our medical staff and our responders, because I think it's important that they have the equipment, the proper equipment to be able to address the needs, especially those that are very ill. And unfortunately, with this disease, is a disease where your family cannot be there with you. And for me, I would hate not to be near a loved one should they be sick enough and they're looking to pass, to be alone in a hospital room with no one but a nurse. And so it's important, and we can't reiterate enough how important it is to be able, because a life you may be saving by wearing a mask is your own. Not just that of your family, but your own. But it is incredible what has happened since the stay-at-home order from the state was removed. And I hear experts and doctors that said it's not unexpected, but when they're saying that the ICUs need to get their emergency plan in place, doesn't give me a lot of confidence that, what they were talking was just going to be a small bump. Here in Santa Cruz County, we've seen the reality of what can happen, and that's because of community spread and nothing else. I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman, I kind of get carried away, but I do feel it is something that is very important for all.
Supervisor Maleta?
Mr. Chair, thank you. Jeff, I just personally want to thank you, because I know you and Jennifer have been working around the clock, 24/7. People, I don't know if people realize that you two have not had a day off, period. I know both of you have worked from home as well as here, but your phones have not stopped, and I really thank you for your hard work and efforts that you guys have provided for Santa Cruz County and your staff. You guys have been awesome. I also want to thank the healthcare workers. They've been overwhelmed in the last couple of weeks. I thank them for their services, and thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. This is a very serious issue. I've mentioned that we have not faced, this country has not faced this issue in 100 years since we had the Spanish flu, inappropriately named. But I would like to say that I think that your government entities have really come to the plate. You have your attorney's office working with your public works department, working with your health department. Everybody has really responded and is supporting each other and delivering services. And the health department has had a significant challenge, but they've risen to meet the challenge, and we appreciate that. When we ask you to wear your mask, it's for our community, it's for your families, it's for the EMTs and their families, it's for the nurses and their families, it's for the doctors and their families, it's for everybody, all the support staff in the hospitals and the clinics and their families. This is not about you, it is about our community. And so, with that, I'll call for the motion.
No, there is a motion and a second.
We do have a motion and a second, sir.
So, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. And the motion carries unanimously. Item C is adjournment.
Move to adjourn.
So, second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
We are adjourned.